This is the new show. It's not the old show. This is the new show. It's not the old show.
Greetings, everybody. All right. Welcome back. It's been a minute, I know. Today's video is different than before, and I promise there's going to be another video and maybe a couple more soon as well. We'll see, because I'm going to ask some people to maybe participate with me, and that's up to them. If they say no, then I'll think of something else to do. But in today's video, I wanted to talk about, in case you didn't see what was on the front, continents being weird. Now, here's what I want you to do. Write down at home or think of them in your head, whichever you want to do, the continents as you know them. I'm going to give you time. Don't worry. No rush. I don't know. I'll just talk at you here while you do this. How you been? How's the family? Did you get them? Okay. Now, based on what you wrote down for your continents, without looking it up in a dictionary, define what a continent is based on what you wrote down. What makes whatever you wrote down for continents a continent? Did you get it yet? You need a little bit longer? That's fine. Again, no rush. Because it's a different question. Not everybody gets asked it every day. And it's kind of an odd question. Okay. Now, it is more than likely that you wrote down North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, and Antarctica. If you didn't, that's okay. Those are the typical 7 that most people think of. Now, minusing Antarctica, of those that you wrote down, or of the 7 that I mentioned, which do you think has the least amount of countries? I'm going to bet a majority of you, as soon as I ask that, Australia! You'd be wrong. Australia has I think it's 17-ish countries, and South America has less than that. Antarctica technically doesn't have any countries. It's 0 countries, and yet it's a continent. That's weird in and of itself. How do we have a continent without a country? I don't know. And when you think of Australia, you're probably just thinking of Australia. Here's the thing. When we say Australia, most people are meaning Oceania, and not just the country of Australia. So now, we're going to take a look at a map and break down these 7. So you got North America, then you got South America, and then down here you got Antarctica, right? Very, very bottom. Then across the ocean from North America, we've got Europe. And then next to it is Asia. And then down from Europe, Africa. Then over here in this little island area, Australia. Right? But North America and South America bleed together. I mean, technically there's the Panama Canal separating us, but Do you see that from that map? I don't see that from that map. And then, like, look at Greenland. Greenland just kind of hangs out there. Not really connected to anybody or anything, and yet it's part of North America. And, like, if we think about it, right? North America is 23 countries, believe it or not. You got Canada up there. You got, USA, and then you got, like, Mexico and Central America, right? But, like, from a standpoint of culture, Central America more closely to, like, South America, right? And United States and Canada culturally closer to each other. And I don't know the culture of Greenland, but I'm going to go with it's probably closer to us. So, like, if you're going with land mass, which, by the way, here's the dictionary.com definition of a continent. And, oh, by the way, Oxford English Dictionary, as seen here, they don't define it. There's no definitive definition according to the Oxford English Dictionary. What? So, if it's a landmass that's continuous, why isn't North and South America the Americas? And if it's continuous, then, like, can't we kind of, like, I'm sorry, I know Hawaii is part of our country, but, like, Hawaii isn't continuous to our continent, to the land mass. Neither are all those islands over by Canada, and neither is Greenland. But, like, we can't just make those islands, can we? Greenlandia plus Hawaii? That doesn't make any sense, because, like, Hawaii is way out to the west, and comparative, Greenland's to the east. That doesn't make any sense. Well, then maybe we throw Greenland to Europe. It's closer to them, sort of, but not really, because it's closer geographically to Canada, and then therefore North America, or possibly the Americas. And really, if Hawaii is out there as the islands, and Australia, Oceania is out there gathering up the islands, even though it's a part of a country known as the United States, it's not a continuous part of our landmass, and neither are any of those islands that Oceania just eats up. So why don't we give it Hawaii to Oceania? Then you've got the problem of Europe and Asia bleeding together. Now, Europeans and Asians will tell you that the Ural Mountains separate them, and those are some big mountains. And I hear you, but again, from that map, I don't see it. And if you look closely, there's no definition separating Africa either. So now we have Eurasia, Afroasia, because you're going to combine all of that, because it's one continuous landmass. All of a sudden, we're down to two definite, possibly, right? Americas and the ginormous continent of Eurasia, or Afrasia. But then I want to make a point. Russia, as a country, landmass-wise, larger than all of Oceania in its land masses combined. So maybe Russia on its own as a country deserves to be its own continent. Russia. I mean, I bet a bunch of you wrote down Australia thinking just the island of Australia was a country and continent, not realizing that, like, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Polynesia, other places included within the Australia continent, and I don't say that as a judgment thing. It's just what it is. So if Russia's that big, why doesn't it on its own? It's continuous landmass. I mean, Australia, not continuous with its islands, but then is a continent either on its own as an island. You have this huge landmass that is Russia, not being a continent. Weird. But, so, we've got Antarctica. Not a country, but a continent. We've got the Americas. Now a singular continent, because it's one continuous landmass, right? We've got Afro-Asia as one continuous. And we've got Australia just sitting out there kind of on its own. But then what about the Arctic Ocean or the Arctic Circle? Well, technically no land mass there. It's all ice. So it doesn't get to do anything, unfortunately. So 4 continents. Maybe. Possibly. Depending on your view. Because you see, that's the weird thing. Here in the West, we do teach 7 continents. The 7 I mentioned earlier. Depending on where you go, it's 6. The Americas are 1. And then everybody else. Other places, it's 8. It's the 7 that you know. And then Australia is 1, as in the country. And then Oceania is another, as in all of those random pieces of islands, which is like, okay. It's just, I don't know. It seemed interesting to me. It seemed like a low-level, cool, simple way to get back at this. I have another video coming up that is not so fun, and I know is going to bring some people some thoughts and feelings. So, see you next time. Enjoy. Keep being the decent human beings you are.